Hello and welcome to World Crafting. I am your co-host DJ and I'm joined as ever by Ezekiel.
Hello, I am here.
Yes, he's here. All right, Ezekiel, I have an idea.
What's your idea,
I don't
DJ?
know how crazy it is, but
It's gonna be
it's
crazy.
an idea. All right, so I'm picturing this world of mm, rocky darkness.
Rocky darkness.
Yes.
Okay.
Imagine sort of like a mountain range.
Okay.
Just after sunset. So there's still some light in the sky, but it's not daytime.
Okay. Like a
But that's
twilight,
that's what the world was like
like a dark
a
twilight.
long time ago.
Okay.
Yeah, like a dark twilight. That's what the world was like a long time ago. But then the volcanoes erupted.
Okay.
There were a bunch of volcanoes and they erupted and they sent a bunch of ash into the air and it created a film. It created a cloud of ash and
Mhm.
whatever else is in volcanoes
So did it just make the
and
world
rock.
darker?
Yes. So it's like a perpetual twilight.
Is there a sun? Is there a light source that we know about or we don't know about
Yes,
yet? Okay. Okay.
there is. But it's mostly blocked and distilled by this barrier of ash and cloud.
Okay. Okay.
And yes, okay. So I'm thinking this is kind of a nightmare planet. It
Oh,
has a bunch of nightmare creatures on it.
okay.
And
Do the creatures
it has
spawn from
humans, probably.
does the creature spawn from the nightmares of humans?
Um, we can have that. I
Or
wasn't thinking that.
or
I
is it
was I was
um,
just thinking
like it's a monster
more
planet?
of a monster, like it's inhabited by a bunch of nightmare creatures, by a bunch of monsters.
Okay.
Less of like a nightmare dimension thing. Okay, so humans live here and humans need water, but there aren't any oceans. How they get their water is because of the mountains that didn't erupt. They're so tall that they're outside of the they're just really tall. So they're
That
snow-capped mountains
that peek
and
through
the
the
snow
clouds,
melts.
the ash clouds.
Yes. Yes. And so they're up there where it's much colder and the ice melts and it runs down the mountains and it creates these rivers and lakes, but there aren't any oceans to speak of. So that's the world that I have in my mind. And some of the species are, like I said, these monster creatures like vampires, probably, and some sort of iteration of werewolves and goblins, probably trolls.
Oh.
Just a lot of the classic bad species, evil
In these
species.
versions of the creatures aren't like an eccentric um vampire Count Dracula. It's more like this is a monster that is trying to suck your blood and kill you.
Exactly.
And same thing with like the ogres and goblins and werewolves. Like these are more animals than they are anything. They're not even they might have human shape, but that is the only thing that is resembling them.
Exactly.
from a
In a lot of iterations, these types of creatures have a lot of humanity in them. But in this, all of that humanity is gone, and it's just the creature ruled by instinct.
So these were once humans, so there's a corrupting force on the world that can distort and corrupt a human to turn them into a vampire, goblin, or ogre, or werewolf, or anything else we come up with? Or is it just that?
Yes.
Yes.
I like that. I didn't think of that, but we can have that.
Cool. So there's like a corruption part
We
of
can
it.
have that. I like that.
So
Yeah.
you said there's people that live. Do they live at the bottom of these like mega mountains that peek through the clouds and that are outside of the ash layer?
They would have to. I mean, I would think so because that's where the largest supply of water is, and that's probably the safest places for them.
Eh,
And I would imagine, I just had this idea, but I would imagine that they have these, I don't know, legends, I guess they'd be called, of civilizations above, like at the peak of the mountain above the cloud layer.
I guess I was thinking that people would
Yeah.
go on pilgrimage to the top of the mountain and they would climb that. Similar to like people that would climb like Mount Everest and stuff. Like they would climb to the top of the
Yeah.
mountain either to retrieve like fresh water from the source or as a spiritual journey of some sort or just as explorers. Um
Yeah,
but you,
for
but
sure.
but you're saying that
But
there are legends of civilizations that are built above the cloud layer, the ash layer,
yeah, yeah. Because there are always legends of civilizations in,
like a Shingula.
apocalyptic places. Yeah, and it's a place that wasn't affected, where everybody lives in harmony and whatever else. So people are probably always trying to go up the mountains to find this place, but they're rarely heard from again. And if they are heard from, they're different.
They're different. I bet it's quite
Going up the
dangerous
mountain changes a person.
to climb these mountains
Oh, for sure.
because, like I said, I'm guessing there's
Yeah.
similar, not like completely one to Mount Everest. Maybe you don't need like oxygen and stuff, and maybe you don't need like crazy winter gear to climb these mountains, but it's still it's as dangerous as climbing Mount Everest, where people die
Yeah, for sure.
or
There
never.
are
Mm-hmm.
creatures up there
Oh, up on the mountains as well.
that could, yeah, creatures that could get you.
So I was also thinking about these villages or cities or just basically these groups of people that live at the base of these sanctuary mountains or these water mountains that their cities have to be surrounded by walls because of the hellscape that spans to the horizon, basically, of either ash falling
Absolutely.
or volcanic leaks. And then, no, it's not even mentioning the hordes of monsters and nightmare creatures that live in the shadows and just waiting for one wrong move so they can get you.
Absolutely.
Okay.
That is a requirement of any thriving civilization in this world.
I was thinking of so in this nightmare world in these cities, were you thinking of maybe like having like a priesthood of because I was saying like these pilgrimages up to the top of the mountain, or like this priesthood that they make like holy water and they like to fight the like nightmare creatures. And so maybe like this priesthood has become the ruling faction because they're the most powerful faction because they can create holy water to fight creatures or silver bullets or wooden stakes or whatever whatever you want to insert here. What were you thinking?
garlic.
Garlic
No,
farms.
yeah, I like that. Um, I like that they sort of have commoditized this uh device of holy water where they're the sole suppliers of it, and so they kind of control that power because it's proven to be the best source of getting rid of these creatures of darkness.
And let's say it works against all nightmare creatures, not just vampires.
Right. So then there are these probably three different classes of existing creatures or beings. And you have the nightmare creatures, which would be your vampires and werewolves and ogres and trolls and whatever else. And then you have your probably neutral creatures, which are just going to be your animals, whatever. Um, and then you have the light creatures, which would be, I don't know, should there be light creatures or should it just be humans?
Probably just be humans. That's what I wasn't. That's where my brain was going.
Okay.
Where there's just
Maybe the legend is the light creatures live on top of the mountains over the cloud cover.
I like it. And if you go and retrieve them, they'll come down and bring light to the dark places. So the legends
And
say.
if a human goes up there, the human becomes a light creature.
Oh, wow.
Maybe that's the legend.
But no human is returned as a light creature. Some is returned normal.
Right. So nobody knows if it's real or if everyone who has tried has just died.
Nobody knows. So I was thinking of that. Remember, you talked about there being like a corruption that can turn a human into like a vampire or a werewolf or basically a nightmare
Yes.
creature. Not that they all have to be
Yeah.
humanoid. They can even do it with normal animals. There can be like nightmare bears and
Yeah.
nightmare deer. Um, that's horrifying.
Right.
Um, maybe so
Yeah.
let's take like a um a scavenging force. They're gonna go out of the walls of the city and they're gonna go scavenge for some stuff. Or they need to take a they're going to another city around the mountain. It's on the same mountain, but it's around the mountain. And they're just basically leaving the walls of the city. And they all have like these necklaces on, and they all have like these little jars of holy water that are all just around their neck. And what if
Protect them from the vampires.
not just that, but protect them from the corruption that lies on the world? And I was thinking more of like an aura of a corruption, or you thinking of there's like specific locations or specific creatures that corrupt, like more like a zombie. But I was thinking, I'll finish my idea and then you can tell me what you were thinking.
Well, okay, yeah, yeah. Go, go, go.
That the water around their neck, they have to drink some of it, and if they ever they figured out that you need to take a drink every hour to keep the corruption away. Because I was thinking more like an aura, and if you ever run out of water, then the corruption starts to begin, and you start to change. And if you don't get holy water soon, then you become taken by the darkness, by the nightmare. That was my one idea,
Ooh,
but we can make better
I like
ideas.
that. Okay. And it's basically how strong your will is. So
Yes.
people with weak wills will fall to it faster, but people with strong wills. And if your will is strong enough, maybe you don't even need to drink the water.
Yes.
If you can just keep fighting
You
it
can just
for
keep
as
fighting.
long as you are out in it, then maybe you don't need to drink the water.
Which makes
No,
me
but I
think
like that. But
maybe
I think
Okay, keep going. Go.
I think that these creatures, like vampires specifically, can still corrupt through their blood.
Yes.
So
Yes.
it's not just the aura or whatever
Hmm.
that's corrupting people. There are also other ways to get corrupted.
Oh, I like it. I like it. Like when a vampire bites you and sucks your blood, like they'll drink deep within. You won't die. You'll like lose all your blood, like you'll go pale white, but then you'll become one of them. And then same
Oh,
thing
because it'll be like
because the nightmare will take you as
the
well.
right, because without your blood, you don't have the force. They don't have the willpower to fight against the infection,
And oh,
and so they are corrupted.
how about this? How about every nightmare creature has their own methods to become that nightmare creature. So let's take like the goblins for example. If you get captured by a goblin, they don't kill you. They tie you up and they drag you. And they drag you deep underneath the earth to like a preparing station. They strap you to a table and then they like start either I don't know. They basically I was thinking they like they kill you basically, but like they kill you with like wooden spikes that all are like laced in they're the goblin blood, all dipped in goblin blood, and they just like they have to stab you with goblin tipped spikes or goblin blood spikes, and then you become one of them.
And then
Or
your blood, their blood mixes with your blood, with the person's blood,
mhm,
and then it corrupts them and transforms them from human to goblin.
yeah, yeah, because that sounds
That's horrifying.
that's what because they're nightmare creatures. It's like it's horrifying, and maybe like they eat some of you because goblins are kind of shorter and like less muscular and stuff, and so they eat all the excess, and so your body like is remade, like it self heals and stuff. Like you don't die, but you basically do.
It heals, but it
Or
feels
or like
differently from.
you like die and become reborn as a nightmare. Like your
It
human self
doing.
dies. Like there's no memory of you.
Okay.
Like you don't remember your family. You don't remember your life. Like you've technically, like you officially though, like your soul leaves your body.
It basically just used your body
Yeah.
and recycled it to create
Oh yeah.
a goblin.
Yes. And so
And then a different species, I don't know, puts you into like a cocoon or something,
a
and the
spider,
cocoon mutates the body into
a spider with the torso of
a
a human,
spider.
half human,
Oh,
half
that's
spider. Like just like the waist up, like a minotaur or a centaur, but a spider version. Yeah. They probably have names for them.
Centaur.
Yeah. And so like you become one of
Totally.
those things.
Nightmare fuel is what I call them.
Yeah. It's nightmare fuel. Like we're creating a night because you like you said a nightmare world. That's the world we're making.
Yeah, no, I did.
Um
Yes, it is absolutely.
and sometimes what's crazy is normal animals because you talked about like there's the nightmare creatures and then there's normal animals. The normal animals will get captured and they will get turned. Sometimes they're just killed and eaten, devoured for their energy.
Right.
So I was thinking like for ogres, what they do is they capture you and then you go back and there's like this ogre gruel or ogre mush or slop and it's mixed from ash and dirt and magma and all of this different like and then like bunch of like just a bunch of nasty chemicals and they force feed you it until you die. We should have probably mentioned this is not for children. This is crazy. Um you haven't gone this
Mm.
far. Uh,
Hey, wait. What? Pause.
pausing.
What if instead of force feeding it to people, it's like a mud pit and they just stick the people in the mud pit?
They stick the people in the mud pit.
Yeah. And
I
then
like it.
the mud, like
Start sticking
the
to the
thing,
bodies.
the
Like,
formula or whatever,
hmm
starts changing them.
like it starts like they
Sorry, but keep
like
going.
they throw the person in the mud pit and they start like trying to rub off the mud, but the mud just keeps sticking more onto them and it grows because ogres are big, right? Like they're bigger. They're like these
Right.
big hulking creatures. And so the mud keeps sticking to them and hardening. And it's not just as hardening, it's becoming their flesh. And then it begins to like eat them from the inside out or outside in. And so like as they try to like pull off the mud, they're just scraping more onto their body and they just begin to like rolling a dirt clot or a snowball. Like it just gathers more mud until they die. And then after they die, their eyes open and they're an ogre now. And they walk out of the mud pit, their skin completely grayed and turned to like stone and rock, or not stone and rock, whatever ogres are made of. But they're basically this big creature now. And then a werewolf.
Wow, that is terrifying.
Terrifying. Where were you thinking about werewolves?
Uh, I don't know. We'll just go with the traditional. The werewolf bites you, and then the saliva of the werewolf starts changing
Mm-hmm.
the DNA of the person
I
and gives them the ability to transform into a wolf.
I like it. I was thinking the werewolves are on the mountains, and werewolves sometimes will go up the mountain all the way through the ash cloud so they can see the full moon. And so
Oh,
and so let's say like werewolves go on these pilgrimages too, but they only go once a month so they can witness the full moon. And so in like the
I
priesthood,
have a
what you got?
no. Sorry, keep going.
Oh,
Finish your thought.
I was gonna say the priesthood tracks the werewolf patterns. So they know it's like, all right, guys, right now is not a good time to go up the mountain because we believe that there are multiple packs of werewolves that have just peaked, basically got to the, they're on the move. Wolves are moving at this time. We do not want to leave the city. And so that was just a thought I had. We can change it though if we want to.
Okay, here's a thought I have. What if? What if? So my understanding of a werewolf is traditionally a werewolf is just a person that transforms into a wolf
Oh yeah,
at a full moon, right? So what if werewolves aren't bad guys?
they're not bad guys. They're not
They're
nightmare
regular
creatures.
people. Yeah. What if they're not? What if they're just normal people?
Okay.
And then they're they're like the full moons are actually I don't know, I'm trying to figure this out.
What if
I'm
they're
trying to make it so that the werewolves are working for the good guys and not for
what?
the humans, I mean.
Oh. Oh, I just had one thought. Maybe they maybe a werewolf human doesn't know he's a werewolf until he goes on this pilgrimage
Uh,
and they get to the top of the mountain and then any light from the moon turns them into a werewolf. And that's when they discover that they're a werewolf. And then they like kill all their friends and stuff like a horrible nightmare. But we can also make them
You're
good
really going
guys.
hard on this nightmare.
You said nightmare world and I'm like, "Dang, let's go."
Yeah,
Full night world.
I didn't think you were going to take it this much.
Seriously?
I didn't think you were going to take it this far.
I'm just, I feel like I'm adding some gravitas to the situation. Maybe like sometimes the
Good,
reason
good
pilgrimages don't come
perspective.
back is because somebody on the pilgrimage group was a werewolf and he didn't even know he was a werewolf until he got through the ash clouds and he saw the moon for the first time and his eyes go black and fur starts to grow on his
So then
skin.
there's probably
Okay, go for it. But we can also make them the good guy. We could scratch all of that. Let's make them the good guys.
no. I like it. It's too good to change. So then there are mandatory werewolf inspections where people have to get holy water sprinkled on them to see if they react.
Oh man. Oh man.
And sometimes people react thinking they won't react. And they're like, I'm a werewolf.
No.
And then
No.
everyone's like, oh no, what do we do now?
I'm
So it's very traumatizing for a family to
oh I just
go to one of these inspections thinking everything's fine and then find out one of your relatives is a
is a werewolf.
werewolf.
So I just had a thought. Maybe this world's werewolves, they grow more powerful by biting other people and then taking a portion of their power. So more werewolves that they've like created, more powerful the original is. And so
Like a Ponzi scheme?
yes, like just
Pyramid scheme?
like a pyramid scheme. And so werewolves will try to sneak into these cities. But these are only werewolves that know they're werewolves, that have been turned into a werewolf. Also, do you want it to where like once the moonlight hits them, they turn into a werewolf and they don't turn back into a human? Or like once they go down the mountain again, they turn back into a human? Or they can turn into a human on command and back into a werewolf on command. These are all questions.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
How would a werewolf
I
sneak
just,
into the city to
I,
bite somebody?
very interesting. Well, they can definitely do that. But I just think it's very interesting. Like you're a guard standing on a wall and you look out into the distance and you see a person or you see a figure
Mm-hmm.
and you're like, that could be a person, that could be a werewolf in person form, or it could be a vampire, but you don't know. And that's terrifying. Then somebody comes up to the gate and you're like, well, I can see now it's not a vampire, but it could still be a werewolf. So they have to have werewolf guards on the walls at the
Mm-hmm.
gates to throw holy water at people so that they can see if they react. So then the werewolves have to sneak into the cities.
Mm-hmm. Like like
Okay,
everybody that
so
enters and exits the city has to be checked to see if they're a werewolf. Like a customs check.
well, people who come in,
Yeah.
but do the people who go out
You're
have to
right.
be
You're right.
checked?
You're right. Right. I said that wrong. Only the people entering have to be checked. And I was thinking though.
Okay, so
Oh yeah, go.
no, keep going.
Oh,
You got it.
I was gonna just say I was thinking that holy water was a precious commodity because water was a precious commodity. Like they don't have unlimited supply. They have like a supply.
That's a good point.
And so like they have little holy water and they have like eyedroppers, like a little eyedropper that and all you need to do they'll like they like as you're coming into one of these cities, they'll go stick out your hand and they take their little eyedropper and they drop it onto your palm and they look at the holy water and if it sizzles and starts to burn through the skin and drip through the other side of the hand, they know you are a nightmare creature. All right, that was it.
Okay, I like it. All right, here's what I think the werewolf transform situation will be.
Oh yes. Yes.
Approximately approximately 3 days. There's a full-ish moon for 3 days.
Okay.
So those 3 days a month, the people who are werewolves will turn into werewolves, and they'll be a werewolf for that 3 days, for
Even the
those three
people
days.
that are underneath the cloud layer.
Yes.
Okay.
Only after they have seen the moonlight from above the cloud layer. So basically, someone gets bit by a werewolf. The next full moon, they have this uncontrollable urge to go on a pilgrimage up the mountain.
Oh.
Once that person goes up the mountain, and the way it works is probably something like, as the person who has the person who has the urge wouldn't even necessarily put together that it's a werewolf thing.
Oh, they don't even
They would
know.
just be like, "Oh, I want to go up the mountain." They wouldn't be like, "I got bit by this werewolf. That's why I want to go up the mountain."
So I have the
So,
one question. When they
okay,
say they have the urge, is it like a passive thing where they're like, "Hey, when's the next pilgrimage going?" Or do they like escape the city on their own and make their way up the mountain because it is all they can think about all the time? Or is it just like, well, I want to go
it
on the
builds.
it builds.
It builds the closer they get to the full moon.
Oh, dang.
And then the first night of the full moon, they're just running up the mountain.
They do whatever they
Unless
can.
they have a lot of willpower and they figure it out and then they can fight it. But most people are just doing whatever they can by that point to get up to the mountain. Once they get up to the top, the moonlight hits them. They do the transforming thing into the wolf. Then every month for those 3 days, they turn into a wolf.
And they start terrorizing the land.
What do you think?
I love it. I was thinking of like a you were talking about like a somebody with willpower and they're resisting their urge and it gets closer and closer. And there's a guy, maybe one of these werewolves know they're a werewolf. Like he knows something's not right. And so he chains himself to a tree or he chains himself inside of his house. And then during the 3 days, he turns into a werewolf chained in a building.
Oh, but he can't get out of the chains
He can't get
to
out of
fight
the
anybody.
chains. He can't get out of the chains to bite anybody. And so he like lives through the 3 days. And do the people that leave,
He
do they
just
ever come back?
avoids.
Do the werewolves that leave, do they ever come back as
To the
humans?
city?
Yeah. Well, I did like, or we wanted to do the thing where they want to make like a pyramid scheme. Like they want to bite and affect more people because that makes them more
Yeah.
powerful.
Yeah, so they come back, but they can't just walk through the gate because then
No.
they'll get found out. So they
Yeah.
have to sneak in. And then for like what you were saying, someone who chains himself up inside his house, he can never leave the city because if he ever leaves and comes back, they're going to test him and they're going to find
Yeah.
out that he's a werewolf.
Yeah.
What do you think of this? Someone who gets bit by a werewolf and then he chains himself in his house, we'll say, before he goes up, before the moonlight touches him, so he never does the first turn. Does that counteract the werewolfness? Does he turn back into a human? Or does he just beat the urge for that
Well,
3 days, for that 1 month?
so okay, and I might have missed it when you said this, but so I asked earlier, like, do the people below the cloud layer turn into werewolves? And you said yes. So does or
I
do
said yes after the first time.
oh after the first time? And so if he never went on the first time, maybe he
Right.
maybe he has to do it every time. Then he has to chain himself for those 3 days every time,
Mm. But he'll still be human.
but he'll still
He
be
won't
human.
transform into a wolf.
Are you saying that he'll pass the holy water test?
No, I'm saying what if since he didn't have the moonlight on him, what if the werewolf virus that's inside of him dies instead of turning him into a werewolf?
Oh,
And then he becomes human again and then
yeah.
he can pass it and then he doesn't care about the full moon anymore.
Let's say he has to chain himself for 3 years. For 3 long years, every month for 3 days, he had to chain himself in the basement of his house just to keep himself
And
from.
that's how long it takes his body to kill the
And
virus.
that is how long it took his body to kill the virus. But
What if
he has werewolf strength and healing abilities. Now we're trying to make it like superhero mode. What if he gets superpowers?
no that but what if this? What if in doing that
Mm-hmm.
he becomes immune to all of the
Nightmare corruption,
like his body figures out how to counteract all of the different nightmare
all the different like
transformations.
he can walk around outside without holy water, without having to drink holy
He
water.
suddenly discovers he has an affinity for bear traps.
What do you mean? Like he walked
Sorry,
into
what were you
them?
saying?
No. I
No, he likes to put them places for other people.
mm, you know what? I really like it.
Plot twist, it was an origin story
It's
the
an
whole
it was an
time.
origin story the whole time. I like it. I like it. Maybe he doesn't find
What were
the
you
the
saying
affin
now?
yeah, he doesn't find the affinity quite yet. He doesn't gain the super he's building his competence currently. His confidence repertoire is
Mm,
still developing. Um
right, right.
but we can continue. So he can walk around outside without getting corruption, without having to drink holy water, which because he can't drink holy water. Or or can he? Does the holy water test work on him
After the 3 years, no.
after the 3 years? No. So after the
Yeah,
three
so
years,
he can leave the city and come back,
so
and they can put holy water on him, and he won't react.
he's coming back into the city. He has his hood on. The guard says, "Stick out your hand," and so he takes his little eyedropper. The guard does, and he drops one drop of holy water into his palm. This is the first time he's ever done this. He doesn't know if it's about to burn through his hand, and he will be labeled as a nightmare and killed, or what. And so he does it, and the water droplet just stays there. It doesn't sizzle, it doesn't burn, it just sets on his palm. And then he closes his fingers around the water droplet, and you see it run down his wrist. Yeah, that's how I see it going down. All right, what else you got?
That's how I see it going down, except the difference is instead of it running down his wrist, he drips it into a bucket or something, because that's the very valuable
Zero.
rock who
Oh,
can't
he
just.
he gives the drop back to the guard, like the guard holds out like a little cup, and he drops it.
Yeah,
I love that.
and he drops it into the cup,
That was great thinking.
and the guard says, "All right, you can go.
Be on your way.
Welcome to
So
the outpost haven,
I was thinking of a
protected city."
another cultural thing. Before we go full on the characters, um, another cultural thing is that the like the priesthood, they do like something similar to communion, like a religious communion, but it's just like little cups of holy water. And so there's like ritual days where the entire city shows up for a service, and the priest leads the city through the service, and at the end of the service they all get these little bitty cups of holy water, and every single one has to take a sip. And sometimes, just sometimes, some of them fall dead.
Because they were werewolves.
or vampires, or they were corrupted. They were turning into nightmares, or they were nightmares.
Oh, oh no.
I thought of another nightmare.
Okay.
This nightmare takes the form of a normal looking human and wears their body like a suit.
Oh my word.
So it kills the human and then just wears them. And so it's not. And so when they do this
Like
ritual,
Met Black?
like Men in Black, kind of. But it's more like the person dies, their soul leaves their body, and so there's an emptiness there. And this nightmare,
So more like Body Snatchers.
it's like body snatchers. And this nightmare, like it just like uses the body like a car almost.
I I like it.
And its only mission is just to it wants to create homes for its um for its species or its kind. And so it'll
Zombies.
like it'll carry
Basically creates zombies.
yeah. But they look fine. Like they look just like you and me. Like they're not corrupted. I'm not thinking like decay because I actually thought there would be zombies too. I just haven't thought that far though. But let's say like when they're not in a body, they take the form of like a 1 foot tall, uh, theorical. Sorry, like a smoke creature almost, or like a fairy-esque creature without wings and stuff. But it's like a see-through like green smoke that has lines of black through it, and it's looking for and the dead body has to be fresh. Like they have to be able to corrupt the dead body within a second of it dying, of the soul leaving. Otherwise, the housing is completely corrupted away and the body is now no longer useful to it. And so one of these body
And
snatchers
nightmare.
go for it.
Then its nightmare infection infects the whole body and it reacts to the holy water.
Reacts to the holy water and they just fall dead during the communion event.
Okay, keep going.
Okay. So that was another nightmare I thought of. And the other thing I thought of was like these nightmares will wander the land for hundreds of years, just waiting for the opportunity to have a host.
Because none of these things will die naturally. They can all be
Yeah.
killed, but none of them will die naturally. Okay, I have an idea.
Okay.
So we have a group of people going from city A to city B, but they didn't bring enough holy water. And so one by one, the darkness starts to corrupt them, and they are corrupted before they reach the next city, and they lose their minds and wander aimlessly in the waste as their bodies decay. But they are undying and searching for fresh bodies to consume. And they're basically direct physical manifestations of the darkness. So if they bite you, they bite people, they are corrupting that person with the darkness. Boom, zombies.
Zombies. And do these zombies like do the bodies decay and they turn Like all the organs don't work and their skin starts to fall off, but they just don't die.
Yeah. Yeah, basically, and they're just kind of hobbling around searching for stray, wandering people who are lost or whatever
They
that they can consume and turn into zombies like them.
do they ever try to attack a traveling band of or a group of people that have holy water and stuff?
Oh, all the time. All the time.
Excellent. And
And this variation of zombie,
hmm
the longer the person has been a zombie, the dumber and weaker they are.
so like a fresh zombie might be
But
able to run and jump and attack, but maybe a weaker zombie is more like the
like a
torture.
fresh zombie is basically just a person who has a desire to eat other people, basically.
Are they
So
smart at all?
Will would have all of his brain functions,
Okay.
still would have all of his physical functions, but as the darkness corrupts him, he decays at an exponential rate and soon enough becomes a dumb, mindless creature who can hardly walk. Well, not soon enough, but that's the progression.
So a fresh zombie is smart enough to try to sneak into a city
Yes. But
and bite someone.
probably by the time he gets to the city, he won't be smart enough
Yep. And it just takes one
to
day
get into it.
and they lose like brain functions and they just be dumber and dumber. They go from being agile zombies to our traditional, like stumbling around and growing zombies. And maybe
Yes.
can a zombie affect a already dead body, or can they affect a normal body, or can they only affect a
No,
living
just
body?
normal.
Okay, I was thinking of a horrifying
Just
thought
living body.
for these zombies.
Oh boy.
No, it's a horrifying thought.
Tell me.
They used to bury the dead from the cities outside of the cities. But what they didn't realize is that the zombies would dig them up, corrupt them, and so all of the dead would leave the graves, and then there would be like these zombie hordes that just live out in the ash plains and like the rocky nightmare like places. They're like there would be hordes of zombies,
I like that.
and so they were.
My only question then is, how do zombies die?
I would say it takes years. Like the bone, like
Like
you.
if a person
Oh, if you
were
killed
to
them.
kill a zombie, how would how would a person go about killing a zombie?
I mean, the traditional is break the spinal cord of some
We
sort.
don't have to talk about that.
Would say that again?
We don't have to talk about that. We haven't talked about how any of these things die, so we'll
Well,
just keep moving.
well, holy water kills them.
Right. But there are other ways to kill them,
Yeah.
presumably.
I mean, there's the
I
traditional
mean,
ways.
that's what our
I mean, the removal of the
to
head,
find out.
the breaking of the spinal cord, um, because that controls nervous
Wooden
function.
stakes, silver bullets.
Silver bullets, wooden stakes. Oh yeah, you mentioned garlic, a bunch of garlic. I was thinking of like these remote to what are the people that are bald? They're monks. They're called monks. There are these monk houses or areas on the sides of them, and they're the only people that live like on the side of the mountain. And they live right above the cloud layer and they're these garlic farms. And so a traditional thing, like a cultural thing is that a lot of there'll be pilgrims, but then the other people that go up the mountain are people that go up to these garlic farms and or basically retrieve the harvest, and then they bring the garlic back down to the priesthood. And so that was another reason to go up the mountain.
Yeah,
That's just like another cultural thing.
I like it.
And so like this young boy, just to like get into maybe like the character portion of the world crafting episode. Like a character would be like a boy and he's a garlic runner and he runs up the mountain, he gets garlic and he comes back. That's all he does. That's his job. It's a dangerous job, but he's very fit because you have to be fit to run up a mountain.
Go fast.
And he's got to run fast. And he doesn't go during the werewolf movement year at time, and he doesn't go yeah, during any full moons. And then he's got to watch out for vampires and all the monsters that we've mentioned thus far and more.
Yeah,
So that
more
that
we haven't mentioned.
that was a character I thought of. Um, did we do all of them? We did zombies, vampires, werewolves, ogres, goblins,
Spider things.
spider centaur things, horrifying creatures. Oh yeah,
A lot of nightmare
and then there's
inducing.
and then there's nightmare animals that have all like a nightmare rabbit that has accidentally
Were rabbit, like Wallace and Gromit.
oh a were rabbit, oh a were rabbit, a werewolf bit a rabbit and it turned into a were rabbit. So
That sounds.
anything else? Because I have where I think we should go next.
All right, take us away.
Above the cloud layer. Above the cloud layer, there's the peak of the mountain, and still the mountain like even reaches higher and higher above the cloud layer, and it's all peaked by snow. Like even maybe like right above the cloud layer, there's still trees a little bit, and there's still a little bit of greenery, and it's not super like snow capped, but it's like the beginning of the snow. Like and then during like the winter times, it like the whole thing just like gets covered in snow. But during the summer times, the snow will melt towards the right at the base of the cloud layer on top, of course. Um, and then like so a pilgrimage, they'll have to go through the cloud layer, but inside the cloud layer, DJ, you can barely see. Like it's a dense fog esque because it's clouds. Because it was already like a twilight. There wasn't much light, like you said, in this world. And then the volcanoes all went off, and the apocalypse happened, and now it's ash mixed with the low light. So it's just super dark. It's super cloudy. And so people get lost in the cloud layer all the time. Like it's very common. And so they say stay on the trail. And so what do you think a trail through this like dense cloud layer would look like?
I think it would be very windy because it's going up. I imagine it as a rather steep mountain, but it'd be probably pretty windy back and forth. Very hard to keep track of, unfortunately. Probably pretty run down. Like parts of it collapsed but haven't been repaired because it's such a wonder that anyone made it in the first place.
Yeah. Luck. They got lucky. Maybe in this windy path, somebody has like made stakes like railing with like a single like with a little bit of rope that you can like hold on to. And you just follow it back and forth and back and forth. And sometimes you'll be walking and you walk off the trail and you turn back to get back on the trail because you realize you were gone, and you try to find the trail again and you can't find it anymore. And you cry out for your pilgrimage group, but the ash and the fog is so dense that your voice just gets drowned out. And now you're lost. No trail. In the middle of the ash cloud. You know which way's up, and you know which way's down. And that's it. That's pretty
I
horrifying.
like it. That is pretty horrifying. I just didn't want to say that again.
Oh yeah. It's my turn this time. So they wind their way up. They
Glad you
get
finally admit it.
mm-hmm. They peek through the cloud layer, and for the very first time ever, sunlight hits your face. You've never seen the sun before. Or is there like no sun and it's just
No, there's a sun. But it might be night.
night. And so you see stars for the first time. And the air is clear
That's true.
and
And
fresh.
breathe without inhaling ash.
You can breathe without like maybe like a shroud around your face. Like a scarf. For the first time. You see a tree for the first time. You see animals. You see a rabbit.
Okay.
And the rabbit looks at you and has red eyes. And it turns into a were-rabbit. And then it starts attacking your group.
Well, that went off the rails.
And then you have to pull out your sword. And oh my goodness, the rabbit just killed one of your friends. It just ripped him to shreds. Oh my goodness, you have your sword and everybody's screaming and running.
What is going on here?
And the rabbit sees you, and the rabbit opens up its mouth, and it's growing. It's turning into a full were-rabbit, and it's got sharp buck teeth, and it's dripping blood from its victim. And now it's coming after you, and you pull out your sword, and you stab it towards the rabbit. And before you do, the leader of the pilgrimage runs up, and he unscrews his holy water that's around his neck, his jar of holy water, and he splashes it onto the rabbit, and like acid, all the holy water just like goes through the rabbit and just soaks through the skin and starts dripping through the other side, and the rabbit dies right in front of you.
What?
Yep.
What was that?
No, it's just a normal day. It's why most of the pilgrimages don't come back.
Above the cloud cover.
Oh, I didn't know either. Does it not? We could scrap the whole thing. Maybe it's a normal rabbit. Maybe it's a little cute little rabbit. Maybe he wears a hat and works for a queen.
I'm traumatized. I don't know what to do now.
That's good. That's why
Okay,
here.
but
This is a nightmare world.
here's the thing.
How to remind everybody.
There are plants below the cloud cover. They're just different.
Okay.
They're probably not green.
Okay.
And they probably have very few leaves, but the leaves are probably really big.
And maybe like the fruit's really bitter.
Can catch as much.
Like the fruit is bitter. Like it's nurturing. Like it has calories, but it's just nasty to eat. It doesn't taste good.
It doesn't have any
There's no sweet
flavor. Yeah.
It's like eating a potato.
And all of them are they're very dry.
Like a juicy potato.
Like
or
those trees you find in the desert.
Yeah. Yeah. I like it.
Very spindly.
And so maybe like there's grass that covers the land, but the grass is all grayed and like shriveled and stuff, but it grows. It's alive. It's just not living a very good life. Maybe the plants are also corrupted by the nightmare.
Yeah.
And you got to be really careful when you go into the grass fields, because the grass blades will start to wrap around your ankles. You trip and you fall.
You can't stand in one place for too long.
And the grass starts to wrap around your wrists and your body, and it starts to pull you down into the soil.
I love it.
And trees, the roots will come up and wrap around you, and the limbs will start to shake and bend, and a tree branch will come and pick you up, and then begin to crush you. And your body starts to become absorbed into the tree.
Wow. You.
Nightmare world.
Ooh.
I know. Dude, I'm like on it. I know.
Oh my word.
Yeah, right.
You are so on it.
Dude, you gave me a mission.
You are on point.
I'm going to fulfill your vision.
You understood the assignment.
You wanted a nightmare world?
That is insane.
I'm giving you a nightmare world. Like, this is not for laughs and giggles. This is everything out here is going to kill you in the worst way possible. Slowly and painfully.
Literally transforming you into something else, something inhuman,
Like-
something
Like, if you don't
unholy.
drink holy water every hour, like even you have to have 1 drop of holy water every hour, or the world begins to corrupt you. That's what I think. But we can change it.
Yeah.
So, all right, back to the top of the mountain.
The
Or what else you got?
cities-
Yeah,
the cities have these domes, not like a physical dome, but an atmospheric dome around them that keeps out the darkness and it keeps out the ash. So when you're in a city, you don't have to have a breather on, like a scarf or anything to filter out
we
the,
do
to filter the air.
like in all the houses, they're all like airtight. Maybe because
Well,
a dome.
we could do that.
So a dome would be almost like really hard.
Because
Like,
they're different towns,
yeah,
and some towns have enough holy water that it creates sort of this atmospheric bubble
oh yeah,
that keeps the darkness out.
yeah.
And other towns don't have that much, so it's just like a house by house thing.
Like your house is your sanctuary. Is your
Yeah, it
sanctuary?
was built. They dipped it. They incorporated holy water into it when they were building it somehow.
Yeah, like
Maybe they like painted it on.
or maybe like the priest anoints the house with holy water,
Yeah, that's it.
and the holy water soaks into the
Sound.
and it keeps the darkness out, keeps the nightmare away. But
So some towns you don't have to walk around with a scarf on. In other towns it's just in the houses.
it's like they anointed the streets with holy water, but then some of them it's just the houses. Like the walls are anointed with holy water for like the super rich cities. Like the city's wealth is based on how much holy water they have.
Right.
And so like on a poor city, like only the houses are anointed. And so like every time you go out of the house, it's like you put your scarf on, you have your jar of holy water around your neck, and you walk out into the street, and immediately the nightmare, the aura just kind of sets and rests and presses on you, trying to convert you to its nightmare, trying to make you lose your mind. What happens to somebody if they're not attacked by a nightmare creature and they're out of water and their willpower fails?
Turn into a zombie.
They turn to a zombie.
Yeah. The darkness corrupts them into a zombie.
Oh, I had another idea, but keep going. What else you got?
That was the whole thing about, that was where zombies came from. They're people who get corrupted by the darkness, and rather than turning into a vampire or werewolf or whatever, they just kind of start trying to spread the darkness by biting and eating other people. And then as they are more and more corrupted, their humanity disintegrates and they lose their minds and their intellect, and then body abilities and they turn into slow, brainless zombies.
Zombies. Um, I had a thought about a man that lives out in the wilderness, out in no man's land, out where no man can live.
Okay.
And he found a well or a spring.
His name Ben.
Um, no, but we can name him Ben. And he has a sword
And
and it's dyed blue and he can use his in it and it glows a little bit. The sword,
turns blue when the lens are brown.
yeah, and it glows and it gets really hot where he can like cut through metal
Cut
and
through
rock
almost anything.
almost anything. But we'll get back to Ben later. But yeah, he's like this little hut. Like there's a legend of an old man that lives out into the wilderness and he has learned how to conquer it. But they don't know that he built his house on a well and he's a priest and he can like he makes it holy water, which we haven't got that into yet. How do you make normal water holy water?
You have the Lord bless it, obviously.
So that means that okay, so that means in this world we're basically saying that there is a deity.
There's always a deity.
Always a deity. So they
Yeah.
a blessed deity, a deity that gives blessings. And so when you pray, when a priest prays over the holy water, it like maybe glows a little bit with light or whatever the good, whatever opposite of the nightmare, and then it blesses the water.
Uh-huh.
Ooh, I had an idea. And let's see how does one person, because I want to hear what you have to think. How does one person become a priest?
Okay, that's a great question. But going back to the holy water for a second, what if that's what they tell people? They tell people that the priests bless it, and that's how it becomes holy water. But in reality, they just soak garlic
Oh,
in
yeah.
water. They put garlic juice into the water,
Would
and
yeah.
that's how they make it really. But they tell people the priests bless it because they want to control people.
Mhm.
And if the priests are the only ones who can make it, then the priests have all the power.
Yeah. This is true. This
A
is
little
true.
intrigue there.
I like it. So a lot of the priests are corrupt. And so technically if you know how to make holy water, does that make you a priest then?
No, that
Okay.
makes you very smart. That makes you not deceived. Uh, but to become a priest, you have to do a bunch of learning. You have to read all the religious books, and you have to serve people. And there's
Mm.
this whole process, and then you have to wear certain things and act in a certain way.
Yep. If you know the priestly things, because
You have to pass trials.
there's a level of religiosity to it. You have to walk the part and talk the part. Um, I was thinking about what you said about the garlic water, and I really like it. And I almost want to make it even more complicated to make holy water. So you have your water, but it has a bunch of ash in it, and it has a bunch of particles in it. So what they do to purify it is the same thing they can do with desalination, where you can take salt out of water, is they boil the water and they boil it with garlic in it. And the steam comes up and it hits and it collects on like a metal roof, and then all the water runs around the edge of the metal roof and then drips outside of the pot, outside of the steaming pot, and then all the water that drips down is completely purified holy water. That's where you get the holy water. And so you have to boil garlic water, which both purifies the water and gives it, and then the garlic steam and smell also like infuses the water droplets. And so now you have holy water. Dun, dun. And so there's a level of chemistry to it. Not even chemistry, just like a scientific process on top of just garlic water.
Okay.
It would also make it to where people that are taking the communion and they drink the water, and they're like, hey, can I taste garlicky? I wonder if it's just garlic water. And then they like try to make it, like they take garlic and they mix it with water, and then they try to use that as holy water. It never works. And so they think that the priests, they do have like a magic deified touch from a divinity, but really they're purifying the water using steam or desalination. What do we got? What do we think?
Do they put the garlic in the water before they boil it?
Yeah, before they boil it.
Wouldn't that just take the garlic out of the water?
I don't know, because you're boiling garlic water. And so you know how like you can smell garlic like when it's cooking, like when you have it cooking? Would that smell be able to infuse itself into the water droplets as well? I don't know.
I don't
You don't think so?
think so.
So maybe they don't even know that it's garlic. Normal people then. Or what do you think?
What if
Am I thinking about this too hard?
what if they what if there's a whole process?
Okay.
Like you have to take frozen water
Okay.
and then you have to boil it, but it can't be liquid for too long, so you have to boil it, and then like you said, it boils and then the steam catches on this metal roof, but the metal roof is lined with garlic.
Yeah.
And so the steam kind of seeps into the garlic and then runs down and drips down
Yeah.
into the
Like a
liquid
filter,
layers that
like
they
a
have
garlic
for
filter.
yeah, like, yeah, sort of like that. And then they bless it at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, ooh, no, that wouldn't work. Because water in and of itself is already resistant to the corruption.
Yes, or we could say the boiling
Because
process boils the corruption out of it.
except people are drinking regular water, right?
This is true. This is true. You are accurate in this. I overthought.
So water in and of itself is already somewhat resistant to the nightmare. And then they boil it to purify it and infuse it with the garlic. And then it becomes this garlic water that keeps the nightmare out and melts through whatever is infected with the nightmare. I like it. I like it.
Me too. Me too. All right, what else we got? We got the above the cloud layer. We haven't really explored that much other than what we have explored.
You sounded like you were having some good ideas for that. What do you have?
Well, so you have the monk villages, or the monk huts that are
Right.
growing the garlic patches.
The garlic.
And then let's say, and then maybe part of the priesthood to become a priest is you have to go on a pilgrimage, and a priest to become one, you have to go to the peak of the mountain.
Ooh.
What you got?
And another step is you have to be an apprentice at a garlic farm for a year or something,
Yeah.
2 years or whatever.
Yeah. But these garlic farms are constantly attacked by werewolves because the werewolves also go on a
Doesn't that defeat
pilgrimage.
the whole point, Bill?
What? I thought
Because
garlic and
garlic
vampires.
keeps the nightmare out.
Oh, it keeps the nightmare out too.
No, garlic is the whole nightmare.
It's the whole nightmare. You're right. We're making this. We aren't following. Yeah, I like it. This is world crafting worlds here.
Yep, we broadened it. We broadened
These are world crafting worlds. We don't. This is the world crafting world.
But the people going to the farms can still be attacked by werewolves.
Yep. And so either they have to be apprenticed for a year. That's really good. They have to get a piece of snow. They have to drink or eat the ice or eat the snow from the peak of the mountain.
He says it is the
purest. It is the
form of water.
And so
that's what they say.
And a lot of priests die. Oh, dude, I just thought of a crazy story we could tell in here that we might have to tell. Is that of this priest that's becoming a priest, and he's climbing the mountain. But what they don't tell him is that truly the priests that are priests never climbed the mountain because of how dangerous it is. And they only say they climbed up the entire mountain.
They only send the bad ones up the mountain.
They send everybody up the mountain. Really? Or yeah, they send like a maybe they send him to an outpost, and the outpost goes, and he's like, "Who are you?" And he's like, "Okay." He's like, "Well," and he's on the list, that says, "Get rid of this guy." And so the guy says, "From this point forward, you will be on your own. May you reach the peak and return safely, God willing." And so he goes, "Okay." And he keeps going up the mountain. But really, it's a death sentence. It's a sentence that's like, nobody survives going up the mountain. And for the people that they like.
Because
yeah, keep going.
They don't like him, and he wasn't going to hold to their lies or something.
He thought the priesthood was for the people. He thought the priesthood was to serve the people and to help the people. And he didn't realize all it was. It's for power. It's for corruption. It's for the nightmare. Control. And so, people that they like, they'll go up to these outposts, and the outposts will go, "You have made it to your destination. Come, we have brought you, we have been to the peak, and we have brought down the holiest of waters. Once you drink it, you will become purified and be a priest." And they take him to a back room and stuff, and they do a big ritual, and they drink the basically just snow water. And they say, "You're a priest now." And that's what they do to the people that they like. But the people they don't like, they say, "Keep going, pilgrim. You will make it." When they all know they never come back. They never come back. They always die. But this one kid, this one priest, doesn't die. He makes it to the peak, and he comes back. And he's completely different. Okay. There's something about him that peak? We don't know yet. It's a mystery, but he's completely different. As he walks back in, he's glowing slightly. He has a soft glow about him. And there's whatever's opposite of the darkness, of the nightmare. He is the yin to its yang. He is the opposite. He no longer needs holy water to fight the nightmare anymore. And nobody knows what happened to him. Or maybe they don't even know that. But he knows that. He has this power now. But all the priests are like, "How did you survive?" Or they don't say that. They go, "Welcome back." And and he's the one they didn't like. And he's like, I'm a priest now. And so we could that I mean
I love it.
that could be a crazy story. On top of all of the crazy stories that we have in here.
So then we make all of these different characters that have these individual idiosyncrasies
Mm-hmm.
that give them certain
Yep.
advantages in this nightmare world.
Yes.
I
And
love it.
and then
I love it.
we tell each of their individual stories, and then at the end we bring them all together to face something they never that's so big they all
All
have to
together.
all together. Well,
Each of them individually couldn't
yeah,
like, but all together.
but all together they come together to avenge. They come together to avenge the light.
Yes. Okay. Maybe there's a bit on the nose there, but we understand what's going on here now.
Okay, I'm just glad. I just needed to make.
All right.
All right, that's crazy. That was a crazy one. Got anything more?
Uh, 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 there's always more, but I think that we've gone on for quite long enough this time.
Dude, this world, it's crazy. This world craft is crazy.
Nightmare fuel.
Nightmare fuel.
Yes.
Make sure you listen to this podcast right before you go to sleep.
Yes.
Like right before, like as you're falling asleep, like
Definitely
play it.
don't do that.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, the people that fall asleep
Yeah.
never wake. Never mind. In this world, they just
Okay.
forever.
Sponsors.
Sponsors. We can do sponsors. Thanks everybody for listening. And now here's some sponsors that keep us all going.
Yes.
What we got, DJ?
We have a sponsor, Nathan Wayne. He is an author. He has 3 books on Amazon.
Wow.
His latest book is called The Zebulon Dagger. It is about these very talented individuals who are hired to be a team and to find the dagger because it's this mythical, powerful weapon and everyone's looking for it for different reasons. It's full of intrigue and unexpected events. So go read that and read his other 2 books as well, and be on the lookout for future books.
Cool. The Zebulon Dagger is a standalone, right? Like they could jump onto that one if they wanted to, right?
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure.
Oh, awesome. That's it, and that's Nathan Wayne's newest book.
That is
Sweet.
the newest book.
Sweet. We'll put the link down in the description for that. That's awesome. Another sponsor we have is Incredible Quest. It's a D20 system, it's still in development, and I'm currently beta testing it, and they've just so kindly sponsored us. So thank you, Incredible Quest, for doing that. It's a tabletop RPG, similar to D&D and Pathfinder. Scheduled to come out in a couple years. The release date is for sure yet. So that's fun. Other than that, thanks everybody for listening. DJ, anything else?
Thank you for listening. Join us again next time, and if you haven't already, go back and listen to some of our earlier episodes.
Every episode is different, except for the ones that have like part 1s and part 2s. Those are also good too.
But even those are still kind of different.
Even those are still kind of different. Every episode is a new world craft. And even next week, we will craft a whole new world. Or continue to craft a great world that we've crafted once before. Thanks everybody for listening.
Maybe we'll craft a story in this world.
Maybe. All right, everybody. Thanks for listening. Bye.